Welcome back guys to another Procreate tutorial with Mad Chen. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a minimal landscape illustration. This is a Procreate tutorial step by step for beginners. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Mad Chen and I'm a digital illustrator. I create Procreate tutorials for beginners. So stick around and I'll show you how to draw a minimal landscape illustration in just a few moments. Welcome back guys, so let's get straight into the Procreate tutorial. First, let's look at the color palette that we'll be using today. Please make sure that when you create this as a Procreate palette, that you place the colors in the exact same order as I have on the screen to make it easier for you to follow my Procreate tutorial. If you would like to know how to use new color palette features in Procreate, I'll leave a link up above. I'll also leave the same video link in the description below. So the first thing we're going to do is choose our brush. So we're going to come up to the brush library, go down to calligraphy, and then choose the monoline brush. Next, come up here to the color palettes and choose this red here from the palette that we created earlier. Before we start drawing the circle, you want to make your brush a little larger in size. Hold your pen down and it'll click into shape. To get a perfect circle, we'll use another finger to hold on the screen that we can let go. Now we're going to make a copy of our red circle. So we come up here to the layers icon, then slide it to the left, and then you'll see duplicate. Click on that. Now we're only going to need one circle for now. So we'll come down here to the second circle and uncheck this box. We'll come back to the second circle later on in the video. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you have your top circle selected. Click on the palette section and choose this pink here. Drag and drop your color. Next, we're going to create a new layer by coming up to the layers icon, and then we click on this plus sign to create a new layer. Then you want to click on this blank space and choose clipping mask. Next, we go up to the palette section and then we choose the color black. So you want to roughly draw a black line following the bottom curve of the circle. Make sure you close the shape so that you can fill it with black. Next, we're going to draw some trees. So we're going to start off with drawing some sticks, which will represent tree trunks. Make sure to create them in different lengths. And now we're going to draw the leaves. So just kind of curve it outwards, going down. As you go further down the trunk, you can make your leaves a bit longer, like so. Next, we're going to create another layer just behind the trees. So we'll come up here to the layers icon, click on the pink circle, because when we click on the plus icon, it'll open up a new layer just above it. And then we'll go to the palette section and we'll choose our next color, which is this dark blue over here. I'm going to start here under the second tree and draw a jagged line behind the trees. Now go a little bit further before I close off the shape so that we can fill it in with this blue. Drag and drop the blue into that space. Next, we're going to create a layer behind the dark blue. So we're going to come up here to the layers section. We're going to click on the pink circle, click on the plus icon. Then we go to the palette section and we choose our next color, which is this purple over here. So I'm going to start over here, and don't forget to make your lines jagged to make the landscape look more realistic. And close your shape so that we can fill in with that color. Now if you're not happy with the positioning, you can take this time to adjust your landscapes. Next, we're going to create a darker layer behind this purple landscape here. So once again, we go back to the layers icon and we click on the pink circle, and then we click on the plus icon, and then we go to the palette section, and then we choose this color down here next to the red. And then again, draw jagged lines. Next, we're going to create the base of our mountain. So we're going to come up here to the layer section. We're going to go to the pink circle, click on it, click on the plus icon again, and then we're going to come up here to the color palette, and then we're going to choose this yellow here. For our mountain, I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to start to draw jagged lines as I draw the mountain. Okay, once we reach the top, draw the top of the mountain, and then slowly bring it back down. The next thing we're going to do is create a shadow for the mountain. So we need to come back up here to the layer section and click on your yellow mountain and click on alpha lock. Then we go to the color palette and we choose this color here. Again, using jagged lines, we start from about 40% from the right side of the top of the mountain, and we just bring the jagged line down. Next, we're going to be creating the lighter shadows on this side of the mountain. So let's come back up here to palettes and choose this peach color here. I'm going to start from here and draw where I think the pink shadow should be. Close your shape so that you can drag in the color. And once again, make adjustments if needed. Next, we're going to put a different color in the bottom part of the mountain over here. So let's click on palettes, then choose this color here. Cover the entire yellow section of this bottom part. And then do touch-ups as necessary. Next, we want to create a gradient for the sky. So again, we come back to the layers section, click on the pink circle, click on the plus icon, come up to the color palette and choose this color here. Then just draw a line across like this. Close your shape. We're also going to create a blue gradient up here. So we go back to the layer section, go back to the pink circle, click again on the plus icon, go to palettes and choose this blue down here. Fill in that part of the circle. Next, we're going to blend the colors of the sky together. So we go to layers and click on this layer here just above the blue. And then we go to the magic wand icon up here, click on Gaussian blur, click on layer. Then we're going to use our pen to slide it to the right side of the screen to blend these three colors together. So I have mine on 16.9, but yours might look different depending on how much blending you'd like to do. When you're happy with the result, just click on the wand icon again to deselect it. Next, we're going to create some finer detail on our mountain. We need to go back to layers, click on the mountain layer, click on the plus icon to open up another layer above it. Go over here to the right where you'll find an N, click on it, find overlay, click on that, and then go to palettes, click on black, and then go to the brush library and go to touch-ups and make sure that you have noise brush selected. Now I'm going to start at the bottom of the mountain to give it some shadows. Now if you find your brush too big, you can always adjust it on the left side of the screen here. You can also add darker patches to make it look like there's ridges by the side of the mountain. And do the same for this left-hand side of the mountain. Now we're going to combine our sky colors together. So we come back here to layers. Make sure you have the pink circle selected, the blue sky selected, and also the pinkish purple sky selected. And we'll pinch it together to join it as one. So we're almost done. We just need a few more touches. So we go back to layers, go back to the red circle we unchecked earlier in the video, check it, and then drag it up to the top of all the layers. Now we have a red frame for our circle. Next, let's add some birds. Come up here to layers, find the circle, make sure it's selected, click on the plus icon, go to palettes, and make sure you have black selected. First, we're going to start off with a small triangle. Then we're going to draw the left wing by curving it out, like so. Then we're going to draw the other wing the same way. And then we're going to draw the tail. So just by curving it a bit, bringing it up, back down, and joining it with the wing. I want to put two birds, so I'm just going to copy and paste this bird that I've created into another layer. So I'm going to click on this icon here next to the arrow icon. Make sure you have freehand selected, and then I'm going to draw a circle around my bird. I'm going to come down here and click copy and paste, and then I'm going to click on this arrow icon, and then I'm going to click on layers, and you'll see that a copy of your original bird has been created. All you need to do now is separate the two birds apart. Make sure you have one of the birds selected, come back up here to the arrow icon, and then you can move your bird.
I think our drawing looks really good. I'm just going to do a few touch-ups and change the base color of the mountain. So I'm just going to come up here to layers, and then we want to look for this black part here, which is this layer here. We'll click up here on palettes, and we'll click on this dark blue here. And now we can drag and drop the color into this black section here. Next, we're going to add a bit more detail. So we'll come up here to the brush library, go down to touch-ups, make sure you have noise brush selected, then come up here to palettes and choose this purple here. We can also add details to this purple layer here. Lastly, I'm going to go back to refine the trees. So I'm going to come up here to the brush library, and I'm going to go back to calligraphy and make sure that you have monoline selected. And then we come back to the palette and we choose black. Then we go to layers, and then we click on the trees layer. Now our drawing is all done. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you and that you had a lot of fun. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified of future videos. Please also show your support by clicking on that like button. You can also leave a comment down below to let me know what kind of Procreate tutorial you'd like to see next. You can also check out my other Procreate tutorial for beginners by clicking on the link above and also in the links in the description below. I'll see you in the next video.